correct VOD number this time. Alright. Where the hell were we? Oh, right. We actually do need a helicopter because it's the only way we can reach China right now. So, last time we tried to buy a helicopter, it exploded. I'm pretty sure that was Yura who did that. Now, Yura, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to not explode my next helicopter, okay? Don't do it. Yura. Okay, here we go.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air.
Just wait. We're just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait patiently. Hands off the controller.
I see your smoke. I'm at the LZ.
Okay. Thank you, Yura, for allowing me to have this vehicle. I do appreciate your consideration. Let's go help the grand and glorious Western Taiwanese people and see if they can, I don't know, give us money, because it's probably all we care about. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, I like that the bridge is still out, but it's kind of irritating, too. It's like, well, shoot. How do I get across the bridge? Do you have a helicopter? Can we just bomb Western Taiwan? Probably. Oh, hey, look, it's my other helicopter. Over here. Where I left it. Jesus. Now, what you got for me? I want some money. I won't get paid. Where's my paper?
Welcome to the end game, my friend. Thanks to your activities, we repulsed the South Korean offensive here in Dandong. We must now push our advantage, and you are the vanguard of that advantage. Cripple the South Korean supply lines at the port of Cheongju. We will pay you well and supply you well. We will all get what we want.
Good morning, Archeon Vale. Or lunch.
This will end our conflict with South Korea. They fought bravely, but it was foolish for them to stand against us.
No one can defeat China. Except for every other country in the world, historically speaking. And also opium. I shouldn't joke about that. You ever read up on the opium wars? They're actually pretty messed up. For all intents and purposes, different China, though. Good morning, Dark Day. I need to do... Does this game engine leak in the PS2? Like, we may have to reset soon. Okay, artillery strike. Bigger artillery strike. Bigger artillery strike. Scout.
An airfield full of armored vehicles, a heavily guarded South Korean freighter. Why am I not surprised you accepted this contract?
What are you, my mother?
Listen. Unlike what a lot of people have been pushing lately, I actually agree with the idea of studying history. That's all I'm saying. Now, the real catch, the real thing that would make me controversial as a person, is history is important, but, like, just because some people did some horrible things to you 3 centuries ago doesn't give you a license to do whatever you want to do to the descendants of those people 3 centuries later. I know this is going to sound like a very hot take, but you are not the people who were alive 3 centuries ago. Unless you are, in which case you're a vampire. And that's kind of different, right? Vampire court's different. Legality applies differently when it comes to vampires. Yeah, Sins of the Father has pretty much always been stupid. I will agree with that completely.
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Whoa, game. Please. This is how my day is going, Yura. Okay, so, all right. You know, fair enough, Darkrai. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy that. You found a way, Yura. You found a way to get rid of our helicopter. Credit for creativity. I'll give you that. You didn't blow it up. You just erased reality. Because I dared to have a helicopter. Come on, come on. Let's go. Okay.
Наемник!
Okay, I have an idea. I do. Legitimately. I wasn't joking earlier. Like, something about this game requires you to restart it periodically. Like it was a Unity game or something. Although I'm pretty sure the Unity engine didn't exist in 2005. Unreal did, though. Weird thought of the day. Good morning, Judo Joker. You just missed the game crashing. No, not the emulator crashing. The game crashing. So, like I said, I have an idea. I'm going to scooch up here. We're going to do a hard save. Good morning, Blade Duval. Good morning, Lady Low Kitty. Oh, was UE4 after this? I might be wrong in my timeline. Never mind. Emulators can crash, but if the emulator crashes, then... And I know this is going to sound strange. The emulator crashes. Like, you wouldn't see this. It would just be like... And then we'd have a black screen there. No, those were good missions. In fact, I honestly think those are the best missions in the game so far, Judo Joker. Okay, so... We've restarted the game. Now we're going to go ahead and shut down the game. Okay. Now we're going to fire up the game without loading a save state. We're just going to fresh boot here. Fun fact, when someone tried to add Unreal, you know, the original game, to the list, I had to say no because we couldn't get it streamable. I don't know if that's true anymore, because like I said earlier, the streamability gap has been closing over the years. But back then, couldn't get it. I would say there is some similarity, but the biggest difference is in the story axis, Melkor Blade. Well, both games play fairly similar. They even both have the gain money from doing missions, spend money to have drops and give you stuff mechanic going on. Just Cause is all about being this, you know, revolutionary who's there to destabilize the government. And here, we're here to get paid. Yeah, no kidding, Melkor Blade. I liked Just Cause 2 for what it was. Now, Just Cause 3, oof, that was a good game. You know, I don't know, Mr. Red. Pretty sure I own Unreal on, like, Steam. And then there was Just Cause 4. Someone do me a favor, because I don't feel like alt-tabbing right now. What was the golden number for Just Cause 4? It is a modern review. Oh man, look at our South Korean rap. Jesus.
这是自己人呐！
Okay, so let's grab a save state in our freshly memory flushed state here. Yeah, that got rid of my helicopters. That makes me very sad. But I can fix that. What are you doing, helicopter? Negative 76.61. Ouch. Game capture is a finicky thing, and it's only designed for games working under whatever isn't DirectX. I actually forget what it's called. OpenGL? No, that's not right, because OpenGL is just another renderer. Anyways, game capture is there for games that render with a different method. Your typical game should be able to be captured with a window capture. Like I'm capturing this right now in a window capture, for example, or World of Warcraft I capture with a window capture. If both of them don't work, then congratulations, you've found a streamability gap game. What am I doing? What am I doing? So, no, Archeon Vale. What ended up happening there is admittedly embarrassing. So we had this big, wonderful, well-designed formula to figuring out what exactly the golden number of a game is. And I was very proud of it. I didn't come up with it by myself. I had help from several people in order to develop it, most notably Savicom. And then we ran into a problem. So anybody who knows math substantially knows that working with negative numbers is a problem. You have to do separate things when you're having a formula that includes multipliers and the possibility either of negative number, a positive number, or zero. All three cases need to be accounted for. The biggest way we decided to deal with that back in the day was we went ahead and we added a curve to the thing. So the old golden number went kind of like this. I forget what this kind of curve is called, but you probably know which one this is, right? So it was kind of an exponential situation, right? And everything, a game would have 5 more points than a previous game, and that was a substantial increase. Same thing within the negative side of things. The reason the curve existed that way was what we did as part of the formula was we would take the existing numbers, move them up by about 200, do the actual math now that all the numbers are positive numbers, and then reduce them by 200. Make sense? So we just chkunked. And for the most part, that worked. The problem was, then we hit StarCraft 2. And StarCraft 2 was just such a statistical outlier in terms of quality. With so many positives in such a short amount of time, it more or less literally broke the math. And that didn't work anymore. So we had to go back to the drawing board and come up with a completely new sequence of formulas. As I've said a few times, there are now 42 separate steps in the new equation to then accommodate for negatives, zeros, and positives. The biggest change also on top of that is now the curve there's no curve at all. It's actually a linear line. Negative 5 to 10 is the exact same as negative 10 to 10, or negative 10 to negative 5, right? 5 is 5, 3 is 3, 8 is 8. It's linear. So the curve is gone completely. And yeah, I approve of the curve being gone. We didn't really want the curve. It was just a side consequence of how we dealt with the negative numbers problem. So the curve is gone, the negative number problem is gone, and now we have a much more accurate system. Yay! I look forward to seeing it be broken someday. But as a consequence of that, every game had to be recalculated. Now the good news is we already had the raw data, which doesn't change. The review system hasn't changed at all, just the math pulling out the final golden number changed. That did mean I had to go back and update, I don't remember how many documents. A lot of documents manually in order to go ahead and get all that crap done. But I did it. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, the Secret of the Stars review hasn't actually changed.
Thanks to your activities, we repulsed the South Korean offensive here.
No, the formula is not public. Some people have tried to be weird about the formulas and try to reverse engineer the formulas. And so I just kind of kept quiet about it because people were being weird about it. Also, periodically I make a mistake with it, and that's why I have that double check part of the audit when we're doing said audit. Good morning, Luke.
这是自己人呐、
Good morning, off the deeper
An
end.
airfield full of armored vehicles, heavily guarded South
Oh, thank
Korean
God, they just
freighter?
give me a
Why am I
helicopter.
not surprised you accepted this contract?
What are you, my mother?
Yes. What? No. No. Game. 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 I can't get out of the gun. I can't get out of the gun. Now, the good news is I just saved. All of them, Judo Joker. Although the button you're supposed to hit is triangle.
Welcome to the end game, my friend. Thanks to your activities, we repulsed the South Korean offensive here.
$16 and I haven't even been able to start the mission we're on. Hi, Nightwing. I've been spending 16 minutes failing to even start the next mission. Game. Okay, BRPG Block, Stellaris, and Outer Worlds. Thank you very much, Nightwing, as always. Much obliged.
An airfield full of armored vehicles, heavily guarded South Korean freighter? Why am I not surprised you accepted this contract?
What are you, my mother?
Okay. We've successfully replicated the part where the game crashed last time. Hard locked might be a better way to phrase that. I am very curious how Avowed is going to turn out. It's also been in development for a while and has changed gears at least once that I know of.
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
If I don't, So what I was in the middle of saying was, if I don't, something's gone wrong. Same crash in the same spot, no less. And that's bad. When you have a reliably repeatable crash, something is wrong. That's exactly what I'm going to do this time, Arcane Vale. I'm going to get across the river, go up like here-ish. Look for a vehicle I can grab. One of these things. Pardon me, pardon me. No, wait, I need to kill you. I need to kill you. Wait. There we go, thank you. Thanks for cooperating. PCSX2, or whatever it's called.
진공! 죽어, 이 바보 같은 놈!
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
开火!
Well,
That
truthfully,
airfield has restricted access. The South Koreans will open fire if they spot you in there.
경보!
the only game I've ever had issues with on this emulator is the one I'm playing right now.
That can't be good.
I'm not saying that to bash the game. That is a statement of fact.
죽어, 이 바보야!
Like, this is what I use for PS2 stuff. It has been quite reliable for a long time.
널 잡고야 말 테다!
Now, I should mention that at least some of you who are familiar with the emulating scene might know that the developer behind DuckStation and PCSX2 is Dick, who has recently decided to dick it up a little bit.
저기다!
So you're probably thinking, aha, it might be related to that. But no, that's extraordinarily unlikely, especially since I have been refusing to
Well, that's
update
got
the
to
end
be
of the
good.
game, specifically to avoid exactly the problem that you're thinking about right
거기
now.
누구야?
죽어, 이 바보 같은 놈!
널 잡고야 말 테다!
널 잡고야 말 테다!
젠장! 지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야? 죽어, 이 바보야!
Yeah, me too. And now we're dead. But the good news is, flying over didn't get us killed. So that's cool. Or rather, driving over didn't get us crashed. Better way to phrase that. Okay. So at least we can reach the target. That would have been cool, but, like, that would take a Just Cause game to let us fly one of those chonkers. Or GTA.
开火! 진짜들 꺾여각시! 진공! Get him!
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Yay. Well. Why can't I see the damn thing? Unless that's it. Which it is. That's the armored one. I'm not going to do anything to that. Jesus. Alright.
That airfield has restricted access. The South Koreans will open fire if they spot you in there.
동지들
What do
도와줘!
they make defenses out of this universe?
젠장!
Or maybe it's just North Korea. North Korean fences are just that much stronger.
여기로! 경보! 널 잡고야 말 테다! 죽어 이 바보야. 널 잡고야 말 테다.
There goes my ride.
저자를 잡아. 동지들 도와줘. 죽어 이 바보야.
What the?
널 잡고야 말 테다. 적군을 찾았다.
Why is this? Why? Why are you pestering me? Go away.
죽어 이 바보야.
I think that's mostly because of the resetting. Dark Day. Oh, hey, one of the things finally went down. Hey, time to kill our allies. Die, monsters. That's what you get for allying with me.
지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야? 저기다.
I mean, in fairness, they are trying to kill me, so I don't feel super bad about killing them.
여기로
Just, you know, a little bad.
멈춰. 죽어 이 바보야. 거기 누구야? 저자를 잡아.
It is nice not having to kill hundreds and hundreds of people every mission.
지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야? 널
Look,
잡아야 말-
they're shooting at me, okay? This is their fault. There's this thing called self-defense.
동지들 도와줘. 죽어 이 바보야.
죽어 이 바보 같은 놈.
널 잡고야 말 테다.
And we're dead. Okay, cool.
거기 누구야? 널 잡고야 말 테다.
What I need to start with is find a spot where they're not shooting at me. Hey, in my defense, they shot at me before I started invading their base.
What am I supposed to use? Harsh language?
적군을 찾았다.
Now, the real problem here is that I have already assisted the South Koreans in their war with China,
Where's a medic when you need
and
one?
now I'm assisting the Chinese in their war with the South Koreans. Because we're trying to do all the content, so that's
Special
all
delivery.
that is.
잡고야 말 테다.
If I was playing this, more normally, I probably wouldn't be assisting the Chinese at all.
죽어 이 바보야. 널 잡고야 말 테다.
Ironically, the other faction I probably wouldn't assist is the Russian
지금 당신
Mafia.
여기서 뭐 하는 거야?
If you don't understand why that's funny, well,
바보야.
they've had the best missions so far.
거기 누구야?
Did you literally just spawn from this closet? Jesus, dude. He did! I just watched another one happen. It's job security. Okay, yeah, it's just a fact. North Koreans actually invented monster closets.
Roger, target received. Bombs free.
널 잡고야 말 테다. 지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야? 죽어 이 바보야. 경보.
That can't be good.
Ow.
거기 누구야?
I'm not sure what hit me.
널 잡고야 말
I'm not
테다.
sure I want to know what hit me.
저기다. 지금 당신 여기서 뭐
Just
하는 거야?
healed too. I just healed! Imagine redoing this mission every single time this happens.
거기
Just
누구야?
picture it.
널 경보.
Oh, I could have, but my South Korean rep was already low from doing these Chinese missions in the previous map. So, I had to do the South Korean missions first in order to then regain my rep from having already fought them as the Chinese.
지금 당신 여기서
Like I've noticed, both the Chinese and the South Koreans, it's been pretty hard to keep both of them happy at the same time. I suppose that makes sense.
수리탄이다.
Irritating, but it makes sense.
Special delivery.
How did you just live through that?
들어와요. 죽어 이 바보야. 수리탄이다. 들어와요. 지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야? 널 잡고 해야 돼. 저기다. 죽어 이 바보야.
Roger, target received.
Alright, Arkianville.
Bombs free.
And that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I know those aren't really worthwhile thoughts. Like, the combat music varying per faction is an interesting idea, but in reality land, what it lends to is minutes and minutes of drums, like we're hearing right now. Or that violin thing we had going on for the Russians. Sadly, one of the most interesting songs only seems to play during the menu. Like, if I just pull this up for a second. Or the game could try to, you know, prove me wrong. There it goes. So that's good stuff. But, like, again, you only really hear that on the menu. It would be nice to be hearing some kind of war mission-y music going on right now.
Good.
You know, something. Instead of this drum beat thing we got going on. Oh, pardon me. Like, I enjoy a good war drum beat. I do. But you can see how, yeah, it's the one-track problem. Favorite pandemic game? I think by definition you're looking at it. I was never a big fan of Pandemic Studios. Not because they sucked, but because I mostly didn't play what they had to offer.
Roger, target received.
So I have a feeling I know what's about to happen. It's going to be very funny. Oh, wow. No, it did go through the fence.
죽어 이 바보야.
Well, that can't be good. Guns dry.
Did you see that curve? Oh, my God.
어디가? 뛰어!
Oh, my God, Luke.
That can't be good.
Your mistletoe is no match for my toe missile.
잡고야 말 테다.
Hurry,
Roger,
please.
target received.
Hurry, please. Collateral damage what? I'm just standing here, summoning an...
South Koreans presumed you on high alert.
What? But, what? Whatever. Oh, I do love me some good French toast. It's been a while, though. I don't think I ever played... Oh, my God. Battlefront 2.
널 잡고야 말 테다.
And I know I never played Saboteur. Oh god, you're right, Dakota.
죽어 이 바보야.
널 잡고야 말 테다.
I think I played Battlefront 1, and I just didn't like it because there was nothing there for
죽어,
me.
이 바보
So I
같은
walked
놈.
away from it.
죽어 이 바보야.
The
You know how
jammer
it
is
is.
located on the deck of the freighter. You won't be able to call in airstrikes until you disable it.
널 잡고야 말 테다.
Okay. Yeah, let's pop a save here. No reason. And let's do it. Yeah, Libra.
바보 같은 놈.
Problem is, I'm extremely low on health, and I can't heal because there's a jammer up.
지금 당신이
And I have no ammo, so I can't refill that either.
널 잡고야 말 테다.
Yeah, like, I've talked about this before. It's related to why we don't review multiplayer games. It's just a standard policy. There's kind of no reason to. And there's no meat on the bones. There's nothing there to discuss or analyze or review. Not without really going in depth into it. And that would involve spending weeks just playing multiplayer matches all day, every day. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, sounds kind of like hell to me. So yeah, when I got into Battlefront, because of course I got into Battlefront, hell yeah, Star Wars, like, down on the earth war game, that sounds awesome. Oh, it's multiplayer. Was pretty much how that experience went.
Need to patch myself up.
There we go.
Okay, I'm on my way. I'm badly damaged. Special delivery.
Thank you. I'm actually going to replace this LMG. I've been meaning to do that for a while now. Keeping the sniper, though. I'm going to be amused if what I'm about to try works. Oh, no, I'm in the single jam area. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to be amused if this works.
Roger, target received. Bombs free.
If that did anything, I couldn't see it. I would lean towards no Archeon Veil. But everything's case by case, right? So I'm not sure I can think of an example of a case study where that would apply. But end statement, I guess. Yeah, you're probably right, Dakota. Who knows? Maybe I killed a bunch of people on the deck. That'd be nice. Speaking of which, let's pop another save now that we have health. Yep, I was being a typical military, throwing $40,000 out the window on nothing.
거기 누구야?
Looks like we hit the bridge.
You should only plunder our land and make us slaves.
Listen, I'm not here to make you slaves.
바보 같은 놈.
Could use your land, though. Give me your land. Give it to me.
지금
Look, I've got some really bad border guard. I'm just trying to fix it, alright? It's nothing personal. I don't even know who you are. I don't care. Work well, be treated well. Work badly, and die. Or, I mean, Well, Spartan's about to explode. And brick his switch at the same time. We will miss you, Spartan. This thing? I actually do have Diablo 3 on the Switch. In fact, I bought it the day it came out. It's one of those, of course I did kind of deals. I wanted a Diablo 3 I could play 30 or 40 years from now. No, I got rid of the jamming.
The people of Korea will triumph over the foreign aggressors.
Oh, I guess this is a beacon, so hang on. I gotta get right back up here. Hey, just Shadows.
지금 당신 여기서 뭐 하는 거야?
Everything Arcane Veil? Is that a
지금 당신
valid answer to that? By the way, I actually have played Diablo Immortal. Because I don't like to spit venom at a game with the level that I do at that game. Without having actually tried it first. Where is this at? Oh god, there's like 3 of them. Yay. We still have another Chinese mission. Wow, okay.
뛰어! 널 잡고야 말 테다.
Time to bail out.
Okay. And we're dead. So, let's see. Diablo Immortal complaints. Obviously, everything about the store, which would be the single largest group of negatives I've ever given to any kind of predatory practices or microtransactions to date in the history of gaming. That is not exaggeration or hyperbole. The microtransactions of Diablo Immortal are extremely well crafted and well designed and disturbingly structured. Like much worse than what you're usually thinking of from most other game companies. Like they do all the typical stuff and then they also do everything else.
Roger,
This is a company that actually reached out and hired real psychologists and psychiatrists in order to try and come up with the most manipulative method possible in order to monetize the game. This is a company that actually reached out to casinos in Vegas to try and make sure and emulate a lot of the structure that they use in order to try and keep people paying money on their games.
Secure.
So, that's the biggest complaint by a huge margin, and it is the reason I spit so much venom at that game. Then we get to the game itself. So I want you to imagine playing Diablo, but like not really, and also it sucks. Like, it's actually sort of funny. It's one of those... a lot of people like to throw around the words dumbed down, but in my experience, most people when they say dumbed down, what they mean is, I don't like it, regardless of reality. So I want you to understand that when I say that Diablo Immortal is dumbed down Diablo, I freaking mean it. I would argue that there is barely even enough gameplay there to consider it to be gameplay.
这是自己人呐。
Like, it's borderline. It's like that bot over there right now. That bot, that doesn't even qualify as a human being. Which makes sense, because it's a bot. Would I consider Oblivion dumbed down from Morrowind? No, actually. I would consider Oblivion to be a slight expansion of Morrowind in several ways. Skyrim, I would consider dumbed down from Oblivion. Simplified might be a better word. That is actually a better way to phrase it. But the point is that the gameplay is just a nothing burger. You've got... It's designed to be played with the thumb over here. Which at first glance you're thinking, well, yeah, that's every controller ever. But you're not listening to me. Because you don't actually understand how phones work. You're supposed to click over here, which means if you're looking at the phone space, you've only got like 3 buttons to hit total. Because, and I know this is getting into the weeds on this, but non-feedback interfaces have to, by definition, accommodate lack of precision. They have to accommodate a obvious lack of feedback, but then they have to accommodate for something that's referred to as drift. If you've ever played a mobile game and wherever you put the finger down, it readjusts the control to wherever your finger is, that is something that people invented to accommodate for drift. Because when you don't have anything, when you have no tactile feedback on what you're doing, you naturally, especially if you're not actually paying attention, your thumbs or your fingers or whatever will start to drift a little bit, drift off the spot. By contrast, when you have a controller, you always have something that can essentially recenter yourself. You have tactile landmarks. There's the button right there. I don't have to look. I don't have to even see. That's the top button right there. I can tell because I can feel where all the buttons are, right? I don't know if you can see my thumb here. I'm going to switch down here. You can actually, there we go. So that's the top button. That's the triangle button. I can tell that because this bot right here was built by someone who has no soul. And now that they're dead, I can continue talking about this. So you can always reassess, you can always readdress, and your thumb can always recenter to where it needs to be, and always be able to figure out what button you need to press, simply by the fact that you can tell where all the buttons are without looking at them, right? Tangible feedback. Tactile feedback, excuse me, I don't know I guess it is tangible, but tactile feedback is the important part. So in a normal controller, you could have 2 or 4, or in some cases 6, or in this case, actually, I have about 8 buttons over here, all on the right side, okay? And all of that is something I don't have to look at. I can have the controller be over here, and I can still know that this is moving this way, and this is moving this way, and this is how I shoot, right? That's easy.
这是自己人呐！
Shut up. And yeah, there's a reason why there's those markers on the keyboard right there. I can feel like that's my F key right there because there's a little nub on the F key. So I know immediately that's that button, and I now know exactly where to place my hand on that keyboard, right? There's nothing on this, right? There's nothing here. So I have nothing here to center myself. I'm sorry I'm going way down to the weeds on this because you asked a question about Diablo Immortal, but my point is... in Diablo Immortal, because they have to accommodate the, and I'm going to say this bluntly, terrible, terrible gameplay control that is mobile games, because this is like the worst controller that exists. Yes, worse than the Jaguar. Because of that, they have to make it so that you only have essentially 3 or 4 buttons to press, and if you want to do anything separate, well, that sucks to be you. Imagine playing, say, Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, and you only have 3 buttons to press, and they all have relatively short cooldowns. Also, there's ways to automate that. Let's not go into that particular rabbit hole right now. And they kind of have to do that. Also, the game itself is one of those wonderful things. It's hard to put into words. But you know how you look at something, and it looks like it's done by someone who's heard of the visual style of something, but it's not actually the same visual style? Where it looks like a kind of a cheap knockoff of it. That's what Diablo Immortal's graphics look like. At first glance, you look at them and say, oh, that's just D3. But it really isn't. And, yeah, exactly, Dakota. If you actually have seen Diablo 3, especially if you paid attention to the extent that I have on that game, you know that Diablo 3 has a very distinct and extremely well-crafted look, with a lot of tips and tricks used in order to try and create a illusion of 3D graphics when most of what you're looking at is actually a 2D plane or several 2D planes. Yeah, a Chinese ripoff kind of a deal. That's Diablo Immortal. It looks like trash to me, but I'm probably exaggerating because I recognize that kind of stuff. I see what they are not doing. That's before we get into the story aspect. You know, notice I haven't even talked about the story. Let me tell you the initial quest arc. This is kind of a spoiler, so it happens in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, right? So here's the deal. We have to find the shards of the World Stone because this evil, horrific demon, I don't remember his name. You've never heard of him before because he was invented for Diablo Immortal. This evil demon, who is the greatest of the Lords of Hell, is going to claim this shard of the World Stone and use it to rule all of the hells. That's your hook. Anyways, I apologize for going more in depth on this than I should. It's just... Jesus Christ. Christ. You know?
You may enter.
Screw that game.
Welcome to the end game, my friend. Our control over this province is almost complete. The North Koreans are learning that life as members of the People's Republic means food, safety, and security. Some remnants of Song's army still resist. A former member of his force is willing to give us the location of Colonel Jiang, whom the Allies call the Queen of Spades. Capture Jiang, and you will be well paid. And the people of North Korea will feel more secure.
Under Chinese rule. No, Spartan. I don't even know D2 was on the Switch. Oh. Yep.
What do you think your chances of getting the leader to talk?
这是自己
I
人
can
啊！
get any man to talk.
But what about women? Can you get women to talk?
A Chinese scout team reached the Yunsan village. They secured the temple where the community leader is located.
Well, that can't be good.
You know, there's a concept I'm sure some of you have heard of. I actually have a term for it. I'll come back to that term in just a second. That term is me getting a donation when I've taken off my glasses, so I can't actually see who donated. Perfect timing. Oh my god. It's Easy Texan. Really, Judo Joker? That's funny. In this case, that would be the AN. Oh, I guess it would actually be China in this case, because you said other than AN, my bad. It defaults to the Mafia. Okay, that tracks. Well, thank you very, very much, Easy Texan. I will be honest, if I knew that, I'd probably try to end with South Korea. But whatever. Nothing forward at this point. Let me guess, he remembers it positively, Zach Dubs. So that's going towards the Quake block. Silent Hill to R. And KOTOR 2. You got it, Easy Texan. Thank you again very much for your support. There's this concept. I forget what it's called in human psychology. Let's say I walk up to you and I start beating you with a baseball bat. And then I leave you. And I come back every day and beat you with a baseball bat. But one day I come back and I've started beating you with a Nerf bat instead. It's still irritating, but it's not nearly as bad, right? And you, when people point out how awful of a person I am, you will start defending me. Because, well, now I'm using the Nerf bat. I see this a lot when it comes to companies, and I can actually explain why companies in particular tend to have those.
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location.
Yeah, thanks, Gabe. But I will admit, it tends to irritate me a little bit. You know, oh yeah, sure, such and such game company is terrible, awful, horrible, no good, very bad, and has done all these terrible things. But, you know, it's been getting better, right? Like, it's not as bad as it used to be. Okay.
是自己人呐、
Well, there goes my helicopter.
You must be the mercenary.
We've got a problem. North Korea forces are rapidly approaching the lake with some heavy firepower.
开火！
Capcom. Oh my god.
抓住他！
Yeah, they just kick puppies every other day now. And I've seen... The reason I bring this up specifically with regards to Diablo Immortal is I've actually seen quite a few examples of people who defend Diablo Immortal. Because it's not as bad as it was at launch, which is true.
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Or, you know, because, you know, the story goes in some interesting directions, or because the gameplay eventually gets to be more developed, or because I at least have fun with it, and blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that is one of the biggest reasons why we tend to not give games a pass for bad launches, and we're dead.
这是自己人呐、 공격해! 용병이다! 피해! 돌격!
Well, that didn't work out.
피해! 정지!
You know, that's true, Hero.
피해! 피해! 후퇴! 나쁜 놈!
Support options are back online.
피해!
Also, you could just replace the word dungeon crawler with, like, any video game, and your statement is still basically true.
피해! 침략자들!
And we're dead.
죽어! 이 돼지 같은 놈! 这是自己人呐、 돌격! 피해!
And we're dead.
돌격! 这是自己人呐、 피해! 공격해! 피해! 돌격! 피해! 피해! 공격해! 돌격! 나쁜 놈!
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Time to bail out.
후퇴! 공격해!
You know what's really sad is I can't tell what's actually hitting me. I'm sure something's hitting me,
멈춰!
but I can't actually tell what's doing it. What, Blateval? That could be artillery barrages. Because, yeah, most of the people around here have guns, and I've taken out all the APCs, which were shooting at me, so I don't know what's doing the explosion
나쁜
damage.
놈!
The drum.
돌격!
You know, I would believe that. Yeah, Pirate Yakuza. There's a weird thing to be released. That's just a bizarrity.
공격해!
I'm not even mad.
피해!
If it was this tank this whole time, I am going to be a little bit upset here.
종이 울리는 게 들리는데 쏘지 마.
Yeah, damn it. Couldn't even get out of the frickin' vehicle. Please? Please? Nope. Nope. Okay, cool. Imagine redoing the entire mission every single time one of these deaths happen.
Being jammed.
Every single time. Just picture that, okay? For me. Picture it. Picture it. Okay, we're good.
피해! 공격해! 피해! 용병이다.
Oh god, where am I?
피해!
I know, Arcando. That's been true the whole time, too.
후퇴! 나쁜 놈. 피해!
Time to bail out.
침입자들
Okay, that's both tanks taken out.
공격해!
I gotta chew some dirt for a second.
돌격!
Yeah, no, this mission sucks.
No.
There's a lot wrong with this mission. They start you off in one of the worst positions possible. It's a long, hard, slow slog up through some really bad terrain with dozens of ways to die in essentially just a few seconds through as usual, having done nothing really wrong.
단자 침략자들.
They throw 3 APCs and 2 tanks at you with jammers up. So your kit is limited to whatever you can find on your person while fighting 2 tanks and 3 APCs. Oh, also, on the off chance you somehow manage to get a helicopter into all this nonsense, you notice they've got anti-air vehicles all over the place as well.
이 돼지 같은 놈.
So, you know, screw you.
Support options are back online.
Cool. Can I get that heal, please? Apparently Chinese does have healing in it, so okay, cool.
What you got, light gun?
Yes, sorry, 2 jammers. Oh, they're delicious, Archeon. Oh god, kill me. That's an interesting question, Spartan, because as you know, Torment caps out at 14 or 16 or whatever it is. And obviously, on most characters, you just hang at that level. But grifts can go well above the equivalent of that. So I think the highest grift I've ever done is 80-something. 86, 87, I want to say, something like that. You know what? Hang on. New plan. But I bet you the art wasn't cozy, Yura. Okay. We've successfully survived the initial ambush. Oh, guess what else there is? I'll give you a hint. If you said more tanks, then you're the designer of this game.
용병이다. 나쁜 놈. 공격해! 후퇴해!
I was actually about to ask if you could buy an allied tank.
피해! 돌격! 피해! 공격해!
This thing is about to blow.
돌격!
There's one.
Might as well take this guy alive. Since at this point I've killed everything else in the battlefield.
침략자들!
Oh, except for one guy. This one guy,
Pick when you need one.
he's trying to be a hero here. That's a good question, Archeon Fail.
Need to patch myself up.
Oh, and sorry, you asked earlier. I've never heard of Battalion, or Steel Battalion, or whatever it was. Sorry. I mean, that was a real tactic back in Renaissance Italy. Mercenaries who would get paid to not get involved in specific conflicts.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air.
I'm sure that was a thing in other periods of history, but that's the only one I know about off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't shove a burnt-out APC over a hill, Zach Taft. If you can, then holy crap, what are you doing watching me? Go save the world, man. Jesus. I was actually thinking about that, Judo Joker, and honestly, yeah. I can't help but notice that a lot of the really bad missions have been Chinese. I don't know how deliberate that is, or if it's just coincidence. We get paid less, Archeonville.
Excellent work. That's the last of the Chinese face cards.
Oh god, don't scare me like that game. I mean, the concept of play wars has been around for centuries, so that doesn't surprise me. I will be back. Yeah, no, James Hong is legit, and I like the idea of his rivalry with South Korea. But... yeah, what are the factions in the second game? No, just Shaddix, no! Speaking of, let's do a safety save here. By the way, not to complain about this, but like, if I go to save on an empty slot, I have to hit the X button in order to save. If I go to save over an existing save slot, I have to hit the triangle button to save. And those are flipped for the opposite. Why? Like, that's just such a strange decision.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air.
Same for me, but PS1 in my case, Archeonville.
I see your smoke. I'm at the LZ.
So, United Nations, the Chinese, pirates, the oil company, and the rebels. Interesting. And are any of them not terrible? Asking for a friend. Define terrible. That's honestly enough of an answer by itself, I think. Oh, there's the ace, but we're not done with the AN missions yet, so... Save.
Garrett's waiting for you.
Welcome back, Merc. I got a simple delivery job for you. Unfortunately, the Chinese are planning on complicating it. We've been bringing medical supplies to the civilian refugees in the tenement ruins to the northeast. Now the ministers in Beijing are afraid they'll try to cross the border and become China's problem, so they've ordered Colonel Peng to seal the whole area off. I need you to get in there and deliver our supplies to the civilians.
What were you playing,
It's a
Bragwin?
humanitarian mission. I hope there's room for that sort of thing in your personal worldview.
Nope. Give me money, and I'll do it. You want me to rescue that kitten and then give them pets? Done. That'll be $30,000.
Some of those refugees are dying, soldier.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm from the United States. I hate refugees, okay? Or France, or Germany, or Finland, or Britain, or anywhere in the entire world. That's why I'm weirded out that South Korea winning is considered a bad ending, Joker. Excuse me. So I don't mean to be political. I spent some of my morning researching some of the specifics on how awful that new Save Act is.
You actually get to do something heroic this time out.
Heroism's overrated. Money, however, is still great.
Where's my helicopter? Where's my helicopter? Yeah, okay, there it is. Thank you. I was about to be mad. Save Act. I forget what it stands for, but it's an act that's trying to be pushed right now in the United States Congress. It's actually been pushed since June, but it's started getting some traction now that we're closer to the election. It's trying to make it more difficult for people to vote, to put it in very simple simplicity. Because, you know, what we need in life right now is making it harder to vote. Whoops. He's actually coming on. Come on, come on. No? Okay. Hello?
Here's the vaccine. Get this to our medical unit
One
as
of
soon
those
as
civilian
possible.
contractors.
Done. Yes, they threatened to do a governmental shutdown if they didn't pass the Save Act. Something Trump has publicly called for, by the way. Oh, it's actually worse than that, Brayquin. Like I said, I decided to actually go ahead and read the Save Act itself. It's pretty messed up.
That can't be good.
But yes, one of the most obvious people being targeted by this particular act is married women.
They told me you'd bring the vaccine. Many thanks. This will save lives.
Is that it?
Great job. The Allies now have the supplies they'll need to treat these refugees.
It's the mercenary.
It's actually quite insidious. I would be impressed if not for the fact that, you know, it's evil. But yeah, no. It's pretty bad. Here's the deal. The main thrust of the SAVE Act is to mandate that you have a proof of citizenship when you go to vote. Okay? Like, make sure there's no information on this. Like this. I actually have a passport. So I have proof of citizenship right here. If you know anything about legality, you know that your driver's license is not proof of citizenship, legally speaking. So you need proof of citizenship, which generally requires a passport because, and this is funny, the passport requires proof of citizenship in order to procure. Generally speaking, what that boils down to is you either need some very complicated stuff on very specific circumstances, or you need your birth certificate.
It's the mercenary!
So, you know, go ahead and, no kidding, shoot a choker. I don't think so. I don't even know how to do that, Euro. Yeah, we don't have ID cards in the United States. So our proof of citizenship, like I said, for practical speaking purposes, is your birth certificate. Now, hang on. That's just the first layer of irritation. Check this out. This is brilliant in how messed up this is. It's relatively easy to procure a copy of your birth certificate, which then counts as legal proof of citizenship. Is that just slowly drifting? Is that helicopter slowly drifting? But that requires two things. Well, three things, actually. Knowing that you can do that at all, money, and time. This bill was being pushed into position in June. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you found out about that bill, which most people probably haven't even heard of it, back in June, and immediately filed for getting your birth certificate, there's a decent chance you might not actually get it in time, depending on the state, depending on the county, because that varies wildly, especially depending on where you live right now. There are some different hoops. I think it is the camera. There's just different hoops you have to jump through to do that. In my case, it only took me about 2 months to get mine, so that's cool. But in some cases, it can also take substantially longer, right? Most people aren't even aware of the SAVE Act until right now. So first, you have to have your proof of citizenship and take it in. Keeping in mind, it's already irritating to vote in this country. So there's another barrier to entry to voting, which is going to reduce the amount of people that vote because it's already irritating to vote, and now you have this other hurdle you have to go over. Problem number 2, how many of you actually have your birth certificate on you right now? How many of you care enough to spend the money to get the filing, to get a copy of your birth certificate in order to go be able to vote? So that's the second group. The third group is the funny one. This one, by all accounts, is the specific target here. It is married women, like Bragwin mentioned earlier. The reason this is so significant is because married women change their names when they get married. Like 90 percentile, I believe, is actually the number. It's like 94% or something like that, of married women change their names when they get married. My own sister qualifies for that. That means their name on their proof of identity does not match their name on their proof of citizenship. Now, there are ways to smooth that over that take even more time, because you can actually have your name adjusted on your proof of citizenship. But that takes more time, more effort, and knowing you can do that. And there's a fee involved. You see the problem? This is why the thing you've been hearing about most with regards to the SAVE Act is the fact that it's trying to prevent women from voting. Because it is. But the real awful part, I think it is actually drifting. The real awful part is it really is 3 separate targeted groups trying to reduce all 3 groups from voting.
Time to bail out.
Fire!
What? Why? Why did that happen? Yeah, where's the feature here? I don't even know what that feature is. You're making stuff up here. You're speaking Greek.
Attack!
Oh, I clipped the soldier. Yeah, that makes sense.
Where's a medic when you need one?
All right. Hang on.
Charge!
It does look better.
你不应该在这里！
It's still not exactly at the level of the Xbox, but it does look better.
救命
So
啊！
thank you, Gira. And we're dead.
敌军！
Is there a sign of a brighter news for the US long term? Yes, the SAVE Act has been failing to get passed since June. That's why they're currently threatening a governmental shutdown in order to try and further. So, sorry, I should explain what a governmental shutdown even is. First of all, governmental shutdowns are almost universally bad things. The last time we had 2 of them in a row, we hit a major recession we haven't actually come back out of yet. So that's the first problem. Yeah, even Republicans are against it. It's hysterical. So the specifics of a governmental shutdown is every so often they need to approve budget and allocate resources in certain banks and in certain accounts to make sure that the various offices of the government can afford to pay their workers and purchase supplies and blah, 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 blah. Right? Make sense? They need money to operate. Duh, essentially. There's a lot of everyday expenses that go into running the bureaucracy of a nation. If that budget isn't approved, the government goes into a shutdown state. Now, this has happened several times over the centuries since this has been a thing, but it's almost always done deliberately. So, speaking of doing that deliberately, what they've done is they've tied the SAVE Act to the budget, which you can do. I've actually talked about this. It's usually called paper clipping. The way this works is, okay, so here's my approved budget for the next year. And in the same bill that approves that budget, I'm going to vote that all kittens be strangled at birth. Okay? And nobody's going to vote for that bill, of course. So, I guess the government's just going to get shut down here. Oh no. You should have strangled those kittens. Okay, I'm being a little bit exaggerative, but that is what paper clipping is. If you attach one bill to another, both bills have to be ratified at the same time, and so they have attached the SAVE Act to the budget bill. And yeah, it's a form of blackmail. And that's why we're currently facing the risk of a governmental shutdown. Even McConnell, and no offense to anybody who is a Republican, but I'm sure even Republicans are not a big fan of Mitch McConnell. Even McConnell is like, guys, what are you doing? Guys, what are you doing? This is... No. No.
It's one of ours.
Good news, you're cleared for song. I'll give you the details inside. This is the big show, soldier. There's only one thing between us and total victory in this theater, and that's Song. He's holed up in a fortified mountain complex north of here. We can't get a fix on his exact location, but there's been a lot of activity near an old jail facility nearby. Now check it out. If Song's not there, you may be able to find out where he went. Almost wish I could be out there in your place. Chance to corner that murderous thug myself. Be worth the court-martial I'd face when I got back.
Sorry. Talk me into it, Judo Joker. Give me your debate. I'm ready. I'm ready. He has at least 3 nukes and ICBMs. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Democratic Party or the Republican parties. I'm just starting in a tank. Okay. The argument I made years and years ago when we were doing a lore week about this was, imagine you go to a donut shop, okay? And there's some specific donuts you want, because you like those specific donuts. But you can't buy those specific donuts. Someone will prevent you before you actually walk into the store and say, no, hang on. You can have this coconut donut, this chocolate donut, and this blueberry donut. Here you go. And I'm like, well, I don't want 2 of those. Like, well, you can try the other person. Okay, so I look at the other person, and they have 3 other donuts that I don't want. It's like, can I go get the donuts I want? No. Okay. Jesus, Judo Joker.
Spearheading the assault with a platoon of Garrett's tanks. Although you don't have to stick with them, heavy armor is always an asset. Satellite photos show a large concentration of AA near the prison, so use caution. The Allies have made all their airstrikes available to you. You don't need to be shy about using them here.
Holy crap!
Take
Incoming
cover!
helicopters. They'll tear through the tanks.
Hey!
Game!
공격해! 피해!
Holy free holy!
돌격!
Okay.
Hey!
I do like the Allied tank so far, although I wish it wouldn't be at 38% health because I'm just having issues navigating this spot. Oh god. Oh god, there's another tank. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, this is... Ah! Okay, there's the helicopter. I see the damn thing now.
Holy
Stop moving! God dang.
Hey!
I can't aim up. Whatever, I give up. Moving on, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Take cover! Holy crap!
No, no.
Hey! Attack! Pierre!
This thing is about to blow.
I'm on my way.
Fall back!
Well, there goes the tank.
They're shooting at me.
Attack!
And we're dead. So let's get our tank back.
You'll be spearheading the assault with a platoon of Garrett's tanks. Although you don't...
Wait, 1 second. Oh yeah, we're probably cutting off the guessing game pretty soon, too. Well, we have to beat the game, obviously, Arcanvale. But I believe this is it. I'm assuming this is the last mission. And Judo Joker's about to jump in chat and say, no. Oh yeah, now we got to play through the game 2 more times. Yeah, we've almost finished the tutorial. Ah! Oh, sorry. Would I play through again if it was a separate campaign? I would have to, Melkor. That's my job. No, I'm good, Archon Vale. I could, Zach Taft, but I have no plans to.
Have to stick with them. Heavy armor is always an asset. Satellite photos show a large concentration of AA near the prison, so use caution. The Allies have made all their airstrikes available to you. You don't need to be shy about using them here.
Holy free holy!
Yeah, what he said.
Take cover!
Incoming helicopters. They'll tear through the tanks.
You know, there's a lot of momentum to how this thing handles. It's wild. Yeah, point said, I couldn't even begin to slow down there in time. Probably for the best.
Hey!
Or turn... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, we can destroy the light poles, just not the fences.
Hey!
What?
There goes my ride.
Wow. Oh, time to bail. Or the invincible sandbags. At least you can eventually knock over the fences, but those sandbags, my god.
정말 진짜들 꼭두각시.
I could not stop him. I tried, but there was nothing I could do. He was too strong, too determined. I could not stop him.
President Kim, stop who?
Song, my son, his men tortured me. For weeks, they have tortured me. I could not bear it any longer. He has the codes.
The launch codes?
You must stop him. My son is a desperate man. He will launch his missiles. I know it.
I'm on it. Hang in there, President. I'm calling an evac chopper for you.
Go, now.
Yeah. Plot twist, the evil crazy guy was in fact evil and crazy. And is about to launch nukes. Where? I don't think it matters where, really.
The Allies questioned President Kim.
It's the
He
Mercenaries.
gave them the abort codes for the nukes and General Sung's location.
One of those
I've sent the
civilian
codes to your
contractors.
PDA and marked Sung's location on your radar.
Charge!
단자.
Grenade!
What?
공격해.
From what? Who was shooting me? Oh my god, whatever.
Attack!
I guess I'll take an APC.
Take cover!
Charge.
Interesting shadow machine. What? Well, I've never heard of those games, so I'd have to look into them. But I'm not against the idea.
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
퇴각!
Support options are back online.
적군을 찾았다. 나쁜 놈.
Oh, nice, Brigham.
공격해. 피해.
Time to
Take
bail out.
cover! Your bell's ringing.
돌격!
Hang on, I'm gonna get the most powerful, indestructible material known to mankind. Oh wow, that actually took a lot of damage from that hit.
Time to bail out.
Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. Hello. Oh no! He was invincible because he had a turret! And thus ends our heroic attempt at not sucking.
돌격!
Truly,
Charge!
it was a failed attempt from the very beginning.
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Really, Archeon Vale?
피해. 적군을 찾았다.
Oh my god, this thing is squirrely.
나쁜 놈. 돌격!
Holy free holy!
It's one of ours.
Yeah, gotta kill his invincible guy. There we go.
공격해.
Holy free holy!
Game.
야, 너.
Game! Oh my god. I just... What am I even playing this game? Oh my god! Have you played Third Birthday, Archeonville? Curious of something. I should mention I have played Third Birthday before. It was specifically added to be an example of bad design. It was because we do that periodically. People will specifically add a game that is terrible because they want to see what not to do, you know. This is all the way at the beginning. If you die after the clearly, obviously mid-mission checkpoint of the story, you have to start over from the beginning.
Attack!
Yeah, I don't know if Third Birthday will crack the bottom 20. We've covered some pretty bad games, but let's see. I forget what else is in the awful block, but I remember
Your
Third
SNS
Birthday.
signal's being jammed.
Take cover!
공격해. 피해. 경보. 피해. 돌격.
Fall back!
It can also be worse than I remember. It has been a while since I played it, and I should probably mention I never beat it, because, you know, it was a terrible game.
공격해.
Funny how that works out.
퇴각.
Let's see, I'm pretty sure Pokemon Gen 1 is in there, and yeah, that's not going to score very well. Yeah, I didn't expect Other M to be as bad as it was, and I'd played Other M before. Prince of Persia DOS? Yep, nope, that tracks.
Your SNS
Time to
signal's
bail
being
out.
jammed.
Oh,
Pierre!
okay. Are you leaning towards a positive for this level, Judo Joker? If so, please elucidate on what about this level is a positive. Echo the Dolphin. Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna be awful. Oh, man. Oh. Sorry, just, wow.
Charge!
Yeah, I have found in my years that there's a very common trend where people's
Your
memories
SNS signal's being jammed.
of things in general, but especially games, will get less and less precise over time because the things that stick out the most are the things that they tend to remember, right? That's normal, it's just human psychology. But when it comes to game design, what that tends to mean is, let's say there's a game that's got one or two really cool aspects or features of it, and then people say, oh, I love that game. They didn't. The game frustrated the hell out of them, and they had issues with it, and there's problems that they themselves would agree with, but they don't remember those. They remember the things that really stuck out for them, right? That's logical. Echo the Dolphin is definitely something that would qualify for that type of thing, for example.
That can't be good.
Well, I could be wrong about Prince of Persia DOS. We'll get back to that. But yeah, Echo the Dolphin, a lot of people think, you know, the first couple of stages and the freeform nature of it, roaming around, and okay, there's some good stuff there.
Signal's being jammed.
And then they tend to forget about how the controls in that game are. Spoilers, they're really, really bad. And a lot of people tend to forget about the later missions, which are unfair to the point of hilarious. And then they tend to forget about the final mission, which is one of the worst final levels I've seen in video games. That's not a joke. The machine is terrible, and it's more or less deliberately designed to be as screw you as possible. I know that feeling off the deeper end.
Support options are back online. Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Yeah, Evo is another good example of a game that several people remember fondly, even me.
Time to bail out.
But it's not a good game, and it will review quite badly. Yeah, Evo is another one of those wonderful examples of a game that is very, very unique. It's pretty much the only game that is in the style of that type of game. But, it's not a good game. It's just, it's a unique concept, right? It's one of the reasons I remember it as fondly as I do, is because it's such a unique and interesting concept. But in practice, no, Evo sucks. It's actually funny. So, one of our viewers is named Evo Iliani, and I introduced her to Evo because I thought it would be funny. And so she decided to try to start playing through it. She made it out of the water stage, you know, the best stage in the game, and it nosedived a lot after that. And yeah, I think one of the biggest reasons people tend to remember Pokemon Gen 1 so fondly is not actually for the games at all, but for the designs of the Pokemon from Gen 1. A lot of people's favorite Pokemon are either Gen 1 or Gen 2 Pokemon, or evolutions based on those. I've noticed this. Now, obviously that's not always true, but even my niece, her personal favorite Pokemon is Espeon, which is Gen 2, based on Eevee, which is Gen 1. My niece is 12, so there's no nostalgia there, right? Cyndaquil is Gen 2. Or, no, yeah, Gen 2, I'm right. It's one of the starters. Scyther, Gen 1. Okay. Mewtwo, the legendary, that everyone loves and they constantly bring back for everything. That's Gen 1. Get the idea? There's also some other stuff that could be said about that, which is much more in-depth. But what it boils down to is there's a lot more cohesion to the... let's call it the philosophy of the design of Pokemon in early gens, which they don't do anymore. That goes down to some really nitty-gritty stuff about design construction. No, you're valid off the deeper end.
Charge!
My sympathy. I forget what Gen Absol is. I know several people really like Absol, so that's not a huge surprise. Three. Okay.
Attack! Booyah! Charge!
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
Oh god. Warcraft 1 is one of the first RTS games, and I feel like that's all I need to say about why that game is in the awful blog.
Support options are back online.
적군이다! 공격해! 피해! 피해!
Like, one of the first RTS games.
Holy,
Period.
free holy! 적군을 찾았다!
Am I nervous about the awful block? No.
booyah!
The only one of those that'll actually give me any issues is Warcraft 1. Well, I sure hope so, Archeon. That is, after all, why games like Warcraft 1 are on that list. It's not for entertainment value, usually, but I am told that my Secret of the Stars review is one of the best streams I've ever done. So make of that what you will.
후퇴! booyah!
No, sorry, Just Shadox. That's not me throwing any just shade.
Back online. They've blown the bridge.
Oh no.
Well, there's only one way across.
Which is what, exactly?
공격해!
Warcraft 2 is another game I don't think we'll review
Your
particularly
SNS
well.
signal's being jammed.
That's okay, because that game has built-in cheats. Starfield was interesting, because it's rare I get to talk so much about game and story design on such fundamental levels. Stuff that would usually be like 101 stuff, right?
Take cover! Charge!
You know, the kind of things that we probably learned in grade school when it comes to designing games and stories. Oh my god, I am perfectly balanced on this stupid thing, so my wheels are no longer touching the ground. I want you all to know that that is now the fate of this thing. Anyways, Yeah, I was gonna say, I know a lot of people enjoyed Warcraft 2. How many of you beat that game without ever cheating?
공격해!
Then there's the Dark Portal, which is arguably much, much worse.
돌격! 피해! 나쁜 놈! 야, 너!
Your SNS signal's being jammed.
공격해! 경보!
He's launched the missiles! You've only got one chance now. That code Kim gave us can still disable the warheads, but you need to enter it before they get out of range.
야, 너! RPG! 호퇴!
Okay.
나쁜 놈!
It did, Playable. And yeah, it'll drag Warcraft 2's score down pretty hard.
이 토야지 같은 놈!
You did it! You stopped the missiles! Stay focused. An AN extraction team is on its way for Kim. Now go get Song.
This is your fault, Mercenary. Yours and yours alone. It didn't have to come to this. Do you think I want to launch a nuclear missile?
Yes.
Of course not. But you leave me no choice. Because of you, I have no army. I have no country. I have only these missiles. And the will to use them. How else can I get the world to listen?
Dude, you have been torturing your father for weeks, which is before I even showed up, in order to get these missile launch codes. So don't give me that nonsense. I don't know what you're talking about, Archeon Vale. I just remember that I'm secretly Kryptonian.
Quick, get him!
Wait, what? Oh god, I'm stuck on the terrain. Oh god. Listen, he needs the world to understand that his dick is just so big, you guys. You have no idea how big it is. Okay. The world needs to know the size of my schlong. I think I'm about to fail this mission. Because, you know... Because of things like this. Oh, thank God for that, Archeon Vale. I think I'm miserable enough. Come on.
나쁜 놈! 호퇴! 공격해! 피해! 기어!
I can knock over the tower, but not the fence.
돌격!
I just... Okay. Okay.
공격해!
It's time to try to bomb jump this. I can't believe that worked. I'm really surprised that that worked. Oh my god, there's another layer of fence? I think the real enemy of this entire playthrough is just these stupid fences. Oh my god. Okay, now what? Hey, could you come down here far enough so that I could, like, take... No? Okay. I have an idea.
피해! 돌격!
Is it seriously? Okay.
피해! 돌격! 수류탄이다! 수류탄. 공격해!
You know, the best part is that jammer being there is pretty much the entire problem. I could find a way around this, if not for the existence of that jammer.
돌격!
I can't even go back out. I am stuck in here. I might literally be soft locked. I can't get over the fence. I do not have C4, and I can't call in anything because of the jammer.
진입자들 꼭두각시. 피해! 야, 너!
Okay, we're one more layer in. Jesus Christ.
돌격!
Support options are back online.
Okay.
공격해!
Let me guess. Yep, there's another fence in the way. I hate everything about this mission. Just straight up everything.
돌격!
Target acquired. Coming in now. Bombs free.
공격해!
I need more ammunition.
Whoops. It's okay. I have a solution for this. They're out of stock of helicopters? I mean, you know they put that there just so we wouldn't be able to pull in a helicopter for this mission.
퇴각!
Which they almost assuredly did just because these fences are the worst designed thing in the universe.
They're shooting at me. I'm badly down. I've lost control. I'm going down.
Interestingly enough, that works. Oh my god, there's one last fence. There's one last fence. Judo Director, what are you supposed to do here? Please enlighten me on whatever it is I'm missing. Because I cannot imagine that meleeing the boxes into the corner and then using that to jump over the fences is the correct call here. We tried grenades earlier. The fence gates just ignore grenades completely. I actually already have my mental prediction for where the golden number will be for this game. We'll see. Airstrike what, exactly? I don't really have a target. Oh, he's up. Is he up? I don't know where he is. The guessing game is a game where you can guess what the golden number of a game will be. Just for fun. Just a little fun little thing. If you guess correctly, congrats. I'll put $3 equivalent to 3 games of your choice.
가판을 쳐라. 수류탄. 다 앉아. 정말 기어. 가판을 쳐라. 피해. 다 앉아. 기어.
I have this really horrible feeling he's in the ground. So earlier when I was approaching... Yeah, right there. Did you see that? For just a millisecond I saw his name there. I think he's in the geometry of the level.
Roger, target received. Bombs free.
피해.
Okay.
공격해.
He's fine after that, of course.
진입자들 꼭두각시. 어떻게?
Can I help you?
돌격!
Could you stop running from me when I'm trying to kill you? It's very inconsiderate. Yes, yesterday Roman Cure did, Hero. And did that to add Tactical Breach Wizards to the list.
Roger, this is Expo 2. I am in the air. I see your smoke. I'm at the LZ.
The chase is over. You're finished, Song.
You did it! $100 million in the bag.
Yeah, not too bad for a day's work.
Listen, he needed people to know, Melkerblade. Since a few people haven't added their guesses yet to the guessing sheet, I'll give you a few more seconds to do it. Normally I would have cut it off already.
Above the war-torn landscape of North Korea, where a crisis of global proportions has been averted. Gentlemen, I have confirmation now that the nuclear warheads have detonated harmlessly in the atmosphere. I repeat, the nuclear warheads are no longer a threat. The nuclear fallout will be blown out to sea. But sadly, for the people of North Korea, the fallout from this crisis will continue for years to come. This is Anna Livingston reporting live for GSRN.
Back. Factional violence continues to rock Pyongyang with little rein authority. With reports that the Russian mafia is now firmly in control, one fears that the worst has not for the people of North Korea. For GSRN, this is Kyle Kawaki.
That was a great ending. 15 pluses to story. Regardless of the audio issue, which obviously doesn't count for reviewing a game. Wait, that's literally it? Oh my god, get off my screen. Oh my god. Nope, Spartan. You might be on mobile, but honestly, you can edit that on mobile. And it is open for editing. I just double-checked. So that was the end for the greatest game ever made. Yeah, what does New Game Plus carry forward? Because I really did Alt F4.
Not bad. Maybe I was wrong.
Have you checked out your new PDA yet?
Of course. Transflective screen, high-res image, fast uplink.
Don't worry, there's not going to be a test.
Not true. I'll be testing it plenty in the field.
I know it's not state-of-the-art.
M4A1 carbine. Barrel tends to overheat. Other than that, a fine weapon.
This is specifically the speedrun from Sniper's End.
67.
Not of date one, though.
Produces casualties within 15 meters. Lethal under 5.
I know, just Shadows.
Definitely up to my standards.
This is Blackbird. DMZ's in visual range. The drop zone is hot. We'll be coming in
Money
real
and unlocks.
fast.
Alright.
You heard the man. Time to get going. Jennifer, you ready?
I'm good, Fiona. 5 by 5.
You know they say the DMZ is the most dangerous place on Earth.
I know.
But still, $100 million. You think you could spend that much money in one lifetime?
You know me. I've got expensive tastes.
Yeah, it's the Xbox version. And the Xbox version just looks way better than the PS2 one. I mentioned that yesterday.
Your primary objective is to get to the Allied HQ. Colonel Garrett is waiting for you. Great, they've blocked the road. The area is a lot hotter than we expected. Hang on while I patch into the Allied uplink.
I am under heavy
Darren, the
enemy
North
fire.
Koreans stage an assault on the Allied HQ. I'm hearing reports of intense shelling in the area. Head north to the Allied HQ. Garrett is expecting you.
I just want you to explain to me why we're still getting the crap shelled out of us. And I don't want to...
It's one of ours.
Wow, I almost felt that from here. The AN have sent me the contract. It'll lay out all the details of what you need to do. Check your PDA for the email. You killed him! Alright, that's okay. You can still verify him, but now we only get half the bounty. Good work, but we get a lot more money if you capture them. Anyway, one down, 51 to go. Now let's take care of those artillery pieces. The AN are providing air support. You should be able to target the artillery from here.
Roger, target received. Bombs free.
Great work. Garrett will be pleased. Now get back to the AN HQ. Wow, what a mess. They really needed your help. Go talk to the guard again.
Not bad. Maybe I was wrong about it. And I sure as hell don't mind the opportunity to get something done.
It's the mercenary. Good! Crap!
Oh, to get good footing. By the way, hi, prisoners.
You've got mail from the Allies about that CIA operative working for the South Koreans.
The mercenary.
Attack!
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location.
수류탄이다!
Colonel Garrett is going to...
Yeah, there's a reason we show speedruns when I'm doing all this boring typing stuff. It's so you have something to watch and be entertained by, while I'm doing the boring typing stuff. Someone's got to do the boring stuff. Oh, I don't know offshore. I'd have to think about that. Although Hitman was up there. Imagine GTA with airstrikes.
Good job. There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location. Colonel Garrett is going to be happy to hear about this.
박 사령관님은 지금 당신을 보시겠습니다. 사령관님, 이분이 바로 계렬 대령님이 전화하신 사립. 안녕하세요.
What do you think? Are you going to be able to work with this guy?
Believe me, I've dealt with lots of blowhards like him.
I've identified each defense point for you. They'll flash when NK troops are in proximity. You won't have long to get from point to point, so be quick. Troops are attacking the north defense point. Troops are moving in near the east defense point.
Thank you, internal system error. Always appreciated. Satisfactory is on the list, as is Dungeons 2. Excuse me, Dungeons 3 and Talos 2. 150 hours. Bullcrap. But we'll see when we get there. Okay. Now to do the boring part of the audit. Don't worry, this shouldn't actually take me long. This isn't a big chonker of a game, so there's not that much to cover here. So, plus for voice acting, plus for visual storytelling, plus for characters, plus for atmosphere. Negative for brickwork. Negative for outro. Negative for outro. Negative for outro. Scooch down to gameplay here.
There's a number card nearby. Check your radar for the location.
Oh, I have no idea. Like, every speedrun I've seen of this game looks like this, though. So, they're all probably doing the same thing, whatever it is.
Nicely done. The South Korean reinforcements have arrived. Ka-ching!
Plus for built-in cheats. Plus for core mechanic, disguise, plus for core mechanic, lube.
I just forwarded you a message from a man.
Plus for itemization, plus for itemization.
He's a major domo with the Russian mob. Dangerous, but almost certainly worth it.
Don't underestimate him. He may act like an idiot.
Plus for kit.
But he's a ruthless killer.
Looks like 3 pluses for levels.
I don't trust him.
Me either. But it could be a valuable resource.
Plus for map, plus for MSQ. Yep, nope, that tracks. Plus for music. Already mentioned this one earlier.
There's only scattered resistance in the area, but those machines...
Plus for difficulty mutators. That's the optional objectives.
That's what the Russians are after.
Plus for new game. Plus existing and being decent. Enough for a positive. Plus for the power progression curve. Plus for basic quality of life. Second positive for replayability.
Oh boy, not. The Russians are providing a copter for you. I hope you remember your flight training.
Negative for audio spam. Negative for backtracking. Negative for core mechanic. Negative for core mechanic. Negative for difficulty. Negative for difficulty. Negative for info in game. Seven negatives to level design. Negative for mid-mission checkpointing. Negative for options. Negative for outro. Negative for outro. Negative for outro. Negative for seconds and minutes. Negative for visual distinction. Okay, that's just the boring part. Now to actually audit. What stands out best concepts that they tried. Honestly, on the gameplay axis, I would say the most interesting thing they did was give us access to being able to hot drop whatever we wanted on the spot to deal with missions however we wanted to. Now, if you're thinking about it, you're saying, hold on, they didn't really let you do that all that often. And you're right. I get why they started using jammers as like a difficulty modifier, but I think that was a terrible idea because all it did was remove kit. And quality of life for that matter. And the whole purpose behind having money. Like, honestly, I would legitimately just get rid of jammers in this game. I don't think they serve any good purpose. There's other ways to do that. If you want to restrict someone from being able to access X, Y, or Z on a particular mission, they can do that. They did do that. You can't buy helicopters on missions, right? So there you go. Boom. Done. Easy. Sorry, that drifted into a negative, but that's still my favorite gameplay thing. Best story thing. I'm just gonna go with the original. The original thing. The atmosphere. The vibe. So let's see. Any story positives?
A mercenary. Violence for profit. The two hallmarks of Western ideology.
Camera work, cutscenes, cutscene incompetence, dialogue doodads, empty text. External continuity, fake drama, foreshadowing, humor, integration, internal continuity, intro, lighting, localization, moments, MSQ. Music direction, NPC set dressing, outro, we already covered that. Pacing, padding, plot. Primary optional content, princess speech segments, secondary sound design, sprite work. Story sequencing, storyboarding, storytelling mechanics, themes, social continuity for story, blah, 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 blah. World building, writing, voice direction. That gives a net 0 on story. Gameplay. All roads lead to Rome. Not really. Animations, nope. Audio spam, already covered that. Alternate leveling mechanics doesn't exist. Best jewelry doesn't exist. Bugs, not really. At least none that I could prove is actually the PS2. Built-in combos, non-existent. Camera, barely manageable. Choices, fine. Co-op, non-existent. Controls, fine. Cosmetics, not worthy enough of a positive. Crashes, again, not really valid here. Durability, nope. Encounter rate, nope. Encounters, nope. Enemy design, nope. Enemy eye, nope. Enemy variety, nope. Endgame, non-existent. Fast travel, nope. Gotcha, nope. Graphics usage, fine. Grind and leveling, nope. Guidance and flow, nope. Hubs and towns, non-existent. HUD, barely present. Hyperbeam or hyperfail elements, non-existent. Integration, nope. Interface, nope. Intro, nope. Itemization already gave positives. Kit already gave positives. Late game doesn't exist. No real launch relevance. No level design. Level scaling. Lighting. Log. Map we actually did give a positive for. Minimap doesn't exist. Or at least isn't very good. Alright, so minimap is not good enough for a positive. I should be more clear with my terminology. Fast travel. Buying a helicopter. Mid-mission checkpointing. We've already complained about that many. MSQ. Nope. Mod support. Nope. Music. Nope. New Game Plus. Options. Outro. Overall design. Pass. Pacing. Nope. Padding. Nope. Party AI, barely relevant. Penalty for failure. We already talked about that. Power progression. Nope. Prime up. Nope. Princess Peach. Nope. Quality of life. Replayability. Raspberry Jam. Respec. No. Safe system. No. Just Cause 2 lets you pay to get fast travel, interestingly enough.
Say, that truck looks
Go
familiar.
figure. Secondary. No. Song. No. Sound.
Brought it
No.
back in one piece.
Strategic. No. Starting. No. Terrain. No. Trash. No. Traversal. I'll come back to that. Tutorialization. No. Potential skipping. Nope. Unskippable cutscenes. No, we can actually skip cutscenes in this game. Viscerality. No. Visual continuity, visual navigation, walkthroughitis, Yoshi drum. So that just leaves traversal. No, I don't think that's positive worthy. Which gives us a net -1 to gameplay. Now, I could pretty much tell you what the score of this game is going to be based on that factor right there. But let's actually run through the numbers here and see how this lines up. Mod support, by definition, has to involve mod support by the game. A game that can be modded does not get positives from mods. Like, Dragon Age Inquisition does not get plus for mod support. Let's put that into very simple terminology. There are mods for that game. Yeah, Skyrim would get pluses for mod support. Actually, it did play to all. One of the very, very, very few games to get that. But yes, mod support means mod support by the game that we're reviewing. We're not reviewing the people who showed up afterwards and decided to mod the game. I know that sounds strange, but we're not reviewing people. Although... the hell? That was really weird. Whatever. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, Mercenaries Playground of Destruction was 19.03 hours long. It got a net 0 to story, which is 0 pluses per hour, and a ratio of 50%. It got a net -1 to gameplay. That is 0.05 negatives per hour, and a ratio of 48.57%, giving us our final golden number of... Could I grab a... Could I grab some drum rolls, please? -1.51. And that actually tracks completely, if I might be so bold. This is a game with some good ideas, but for everything it does right, it seems to do something else wrong to counteract it. If you notice, the ratio there on both the story and the gameplay axis is very close to 50%, which means 50% positives, 50% negatives. This is very close to a 0 score. Looks like by definition, Blade Trafal is the closest. So congrats, Blade Trafal. And that's going towards Stranger of Paradise, F16, and Pokemon Violet. And yeah, no, the game tends to cancel itself out. That's an extremely good way to explain what was going on here. I don't know what else to add to that. I get why people like this, especially back in the day when there really wasn't anything else like this. And I get why people would go into this. But for me, I can kind of see I can kind of see the fact that they were trying to make 3 separate games at the same time. And it shows, is what I'm trying to get at. It shows. I have no idea if Mercenaries 2 is any better. But what I do know is that I'm good. So, moving on, I am going to go ahead and do the post-stream wrap-up, kind of deal with that kind of stuff. Paperwork. I probably should eat some food at some point. And then we'll be back and we'll go ahead and start Modern Warfare 2R, assuming I can get the game playing. See you around.